Let us continue with our numericals that we are solving on dimensional analysis. Yesterday we have seen one numerical. Now here I have written on the board a problem for you. What is it? A calorie is a unit of heat and it equals 4.2 joule. You know joule is the unit of heat, where 1 joule is equal to how much? Kilogram into meter square into second raised to minus 2. A distant civilization employs a system of units in which what do these people do? Measure mass as alpha kg, length as beta meter and time as gamma seconds. What will be the magnitude of calorie in their units? And we have to find what is the magnitude of calorie here. That is the unit of heat in their systems of measurement. Now let us go for consideration. So to solve this problem, what are we going to take? Let the new units of mass, length and time be. Let us take these new units as some perfect variables. So we will take mass as 1A, length as 1B and time as 1C respectively. Okay. Therefore, what will be the value of 1A in the new civilization units? Value of 1A will be alpha kg. Value of 1B will be how much? Beta meter. And value of 1C will be gamma seconds. Right, students? Okay. Now what we have to find is, we have to find the magnitude of calorie in these units. Okay. So what do we know is, we know the relation. A calorie equals 4.2 joules. So 1 calorie equal to 4.2 joule given to us. But what is 1 joule equal to? 1 joule is equal to kg into meter square into second raised to minus 2. So 4.2 joules will be equal to 4.2 kg into meter square into second raised to minus 2. Right? Therefore, 1 calorie will be equal to 4.2. Now see here, students. If 1A is equal to alpha kg, it implies that A upon alpha will be equal to a kg. 1 kg will be equal to A upon alpha. Similarly, B upon beta will be equal to a meter, 1 meter, and C upon gamma will be equal to 1 second. Am I right? So just put those values over here. This will be 4.2. Now I can write kg as 1 upon alpha into, this is meter square. Okay, what is meter equals to B upon beta? So B upon beta, the whole square, into what is second equals to C upon gamma. So it will be C upon gamma, the whole raised to minus 2. Are you getting it, students? Okay, so this becomes 4.2 A into B square into C raised to minus 2 upon alpha into beta square into gamma raised to minus 2. Correct? So that is going to be 4.2. Okay. Now, what are the new units for length, mass and time? ABC. So these are all going to be what? Our units. So let us take them as A, B square, C raised to minus 2. This is going to be the unit. What is going to be the magnitude? Leaving the units, जो कुछ भी बचा है, that is the magnitude. So what is the magnitude? 4.2 upon whole of this. अभी ये gamma raised to minus 2, if I take it up, it will become gamma square upon, क्या बचता है डिनोमिनेटर में, बीटा अल्फा into beta square. So this will be the magnitude and these are going to be the new units of calorie in the system of measurement of that new civilization. Getting it? Go through the numerical and then we'll go for the next unit. Okay students, now we are going to pass on to what are the limitations of this dimensional analysis. We have seen the uses of dimensional analysis. What are the uses of dimensional analysis? Dimensional analysis is used to check the correctness of a given physical equation. It is used to find out the relationship between the physical quantities, right? And it is also used to find out the conversion factor between the units of a physical quantity into different systems of measurement. We have seen these uses, but it is not like for every physical equation we can use dimensional analysis. There are certain limitations where dimensional analysis cannot be used. So we will just list down these points of limitation. Again, from the point of view of examination, this will be asked as a question. Enlist or give the limitations of dimensional analysis. Then you have to give 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever number of limitations we are going to study today. You are going to list them down. Okay. Now what is the first limitation? When in fact we had taken the example of the equation, kinetic energy is equal to half mv square. Yes students, kinetic energy is equal to half mv square. Then what have we proved? We have proved that the dimensions of kinetic energy is equal to the dimensions of the product mv square. Correct? And we have stated that half is a dimensionless quantity. So can I give dimensions to this half? No, I cannot give any dimension to this half. So that becomes the first limitation. If you have to find out the value of the dimensionless constant that is in the given physical equation, that can be done only by experimental analysis, not by dimensional analysis. Are you getting me? ये जो value हम निकालते हैं half, ये रिलेशन जो हम लिखते हैं और रिलेशन लिखते वक्त ये जो हाफ वैल्यू निकाली गई है, ये ऐसे ही नहीं कि किसी को अच्छी लगी करके डाल दिया. नो, एक्सपेरिमेंटल वैल्यू से आफ्टर परफॉर्मिंग एक्सपेरिमेंट्स, दिस इज द कैलकुलेटेड वैल्यू ऑफ द कांस्टेंट. क्या है ये? कैलकुलेटेड वैल्यू ऑफ द कांस्टेंट है. पर ये वैल्यू हम कब निकाल सकते हैं? ओनली आफ्टर एक्सपेरिमेंटल एनालिसिस. So that becomes the first limitation of dimensional analysis. The value of dimensionless constant. The value of dimensionless constant can be determined only from experimental analysis. हम ये वैल्यू डायमेंशनल एनालिसिस से नहीं निकाल सकते हैं. कहाँ? कैसे निकाल सकते हैं? ओनली फ्रॉम एक्सपेरिमेंटल एनालिसिस. Getting it? First limitation. Now we'll go for the second limitation. Now, if you have a physical relation, अभी जो physical equations हमने देखे, most of these physical equations are algebraic equations. What are these? Algebraic equations. But when you will study functions in mathematics, you will find that you will have, along with algebraic functions, trigonometric functions, exponential functions, inverse functions, okay? Then there will be logarithmic functions. So there are 5 main types of functions. The functions will be algebraic functions, trigonometric functions, logarithmic functions, inverse functions, exponential functions. Okay? Now, if a physical equation is given in trigonometric relationship, that is as a trigonometric function, or if it is given as an exponential function, or if it is given as a logarithmic function, you cannot find or prove its validity by dimensional analysis. Okay? इस इक्वेशन की वैलिडिटी आप डायमेंशनल एनालिसिस से फाइंड आउट नहीं कर सकते हो. Getting it? For that you will have to go only for experimental analysis. So that is the second limitation of dimensional analysis. The physical equations involving trigonometric, logarithmic, or exponential functions okay, those physical equations which involve trigonometric, logarithmic or exponential functions cannot be analyzed by dimensions. You cannot carry out dimensional analysis for these functions. Are you getting it? So as we go in physics, okay, now we will not talk much about the trigonometric, logarithmic or exponential functions in your physical equations, because I think so we are not yet that deep in physics to make you understand this part. Nor you have studied properly what are trigonometric functions, you know, sine, cos, tan, okay. Logarithmic functions you need to know right now, you are going to study it in mathematics. Exponential functions, actually you know something about the exponential function, like if you take a function, something, say x is equal to a raised to m, or y is equal to x raised to or a raised to x, that becomes an exponential function. So if any physical equation has such functions, you cannot analyze them dimensionally. As we go into physics, deep into physics, as well as in chemistry, you will find so many physical equations which are trigonometric functions, logarithmic functions or exponential functions. And if at that time, if you try to prove the validity of this by dimensional analysis, it is not possible, because that is the limitation of dimensional analysis. Are you getting it, students? Okay. Now the third limitation of dimensional analysis is if the constant of proportionality is not dimensionless, मतलब constant of proportionality जो equation में आती है उसको भी यदि dimensions हो, then we cannot use dimensional analysis. For such a physical equation, dimensional analysis is not going to be correct. Okay, we cannot use or prove the validity of that by dimensional analysis. Now, for example, if you take the equation f is directly proportional to m1 m2 upon r square. Now this you have done as an equation in gravitation. Force is directly proportional to the product of the masses of the two objects in which gravitational force exists and inversely proportional to the square of distance between them. Now if I remove the proportionality over here, I introduce a constant of proportionality, that is capital G. So I get the equation F is equal to G into M1 M2 upon R square. Well, what is this G? Here G is called as the constant of gravitation or universal gravitation constant. What is it? Universal gravitation constant. Now this constant is not dimensionless. इसको खुद को dimensions है, ये dimensionless quantity नहीं है. And G is not dimensionless. So as G itself is not dimensionless, I cannot use the dimensional analysis for this equation. F is equal to G m1 m2 upon r square. Okay? Are you getting it? Very good. Now we'll go for the fourth limitation. In dimensional analysis, if we are considering a physical equation, and if this physical equation contains some more terms of the same dimension, then it is not possible to know about the presence of these terms. इसका मतलब क्या है? Say for example, if I ask you to prove, हम एक example लेंगे, okay? If I ask you to prove the validity of the equation S is equal to half AT square, okay? And I say this is a physical equation, prove whether it is correct or not. Then what are you going to do, betos? You are going to take the dimensions of S. S is what? Displacement. Okay, so what are the dimensions of S? Dimensions of S will be dimensions of displacement L raised to 1, M raised to 0, T raised to 0. Getting it? Then half is a numerical value, so dimensionless. I will find the value of this AT square. So what will be the dimensions of AT square? That will be dimensions of A, acceleration, L raised to 1, M raised to 0, T raised to minus 2. Correct? Into dimensions of T square. T is time, time का square. So L raised to 0, M raised to 0, T raised to 2. ऐसे आएगा. Now using laws of indices, when I find the dimensions, it will be L raised to 1 plus 0 means 1. M raised to 0 plus 0 means 0. T raised to minus 2 plus 2 हो जाएगा 0. अब देखो dimensions of displacement L1 M0 T0, dimensions of AT square L1 M0 T0, दोनों same है. So what I will say, this equation is correct. But what is actual equation? Actual equation is S is equal to ut plus half AT square, right? So we cannot use dimensional analysis over here. Getting it? Okay students, so these are the 4 limitations of dimensional analysis. Prepare them, and that is an important question in your paper. Okay? In the next lecture we are going to start with errors in measurement.